Hello, everybody. Jumping back into it. How are you? I sure hope you're doing great. Let's get a message. Let's see what's going on for anyone who resonates with this, okay? No sign in particular, no one in particular. But if you happen to resonate with this message, I sure hope it brings you some clarity. I sure hope you're able to get some advice here. So let's jump on in and see what we have for you. Hopefully, it's a beautiful message and hopefully everything's going great with you, loves. Do keep in mind, as always, that they are general. Not everything is going to resonate for everybody. Only take what fits for you and leave the rest behind, as you always hear. Also, keep in mind, Les, I could be reading your energy, someone around you, right? Or someone that you're energetically attached to. There's no gender in tarot. We're just reading energy. Events can change. All right, so keep all of that in mind as well. And let's see what's going on. What's the message for my person watching? What's the situation? Basis of the situation here, loves. We've got the Six of Swords reversed. So, Six of Swords reversed does speak of a lack of peace, a lack of clarity. Maybe wanting to go here, but being stuck. Maybe wanting to find peace, but finding that hard to obtain. Maybe some like monkey gunky energies as well in the mindset, in terms of peace, things might be a little unclear at this time, or you might not know which avenue to take. Others of you may be dealing with someone's return, and you might not know if you should be accepting them back. Get one more on the situation. Thank you, Spirit. Star card reversed, or if you may even if you want them back, right? This could have a level here, Aquarian energy with the star card reversed. This could have a level of I'm not sure what I desire or what I want or what will bring me peace. But for those of you who have someone returning, do you even want them any longer? Do you even want this in your life? Is this good for you? I also feel that you're contemplating that. Is this good for me, right? Is the way that I think good for me? Is the path that I'm on good for me, for my mental health? Or is accepting this person back into my life good for me? Is this something I should desire, right? And speaking of desires, what are your desires in this situation? Boom. Five swords reversed. Interesting that we're going from the six backwards, right? We're regressing here and we're going to the five. So even further than that, be the four of swords. We need some healing in the situation. Definitely healing is needed to gain some clarity. But your desires here with the Five of Swords reversed, I don't want to fight anymore. I don't want to fight for something that should be mine. I don't want to worry any longer. Five of Swords speaks of mental battles, mental wars, drag out situations that weigh on the mind. They become like I almost want to say like a virus or an infection. There's like an essence of abuse in the Five of Swords that I'm feeling, okay? That doesn't always come up for me, but I am feeling it here. So it's almost like how much are we going to take? How much are we going to allow? I feel like you desire to get away, to break free. You desire to feel more steady and stable in your mind. This also has like a mental health thing going on. For some of you, maybe you want to escape a situation where you're being abused mentally. Goodness, that's heavy. Others of you, um, it's just about gaining your mental foothold and clarity or not allowing yourself to slip into insanity or senility in some kind of way. Oh, a lot of messages. What's working for my person here? What's working in favor of my viewer? We have the Chariot reversed and the Five of Cups. Oy, Cancerian energy in the Chariot. Chariot reverse. This is what's working for you. I heard if it doesn't feel good, don't do it. If it doesn't feel good, don't do it is a great indicator. Thank you, Spirit. That's what's happening here. So for some of you, it's like there's like a sadness here, a longing maybe for someone or something, maybe wanting to turn back the clock, or longing for a certain type of success, name, certain direction or path to be unfolded to you. But it feels like we keep going backwards, right? It's very hard to get ahead at this time. And it's interesting that this is working in your favor. I think you're being held back on purpose to a certain level. Okay, for some of you with this chariot reverse, because we're still in a situation that causes great sadness. We need to escape that mental state, or we need to escape the situation itself that's causing this. You have two fives, darling, and a six in reverse. So it's like we want to go ahead, but we're going backwards, backwards, backwards. In succession, 5, 6, 7 with the chariots. Okay, but with the two fives specifically, we have ourselves an ending. Something needs to change drastically. I get one more on the situation that's working. The energies that are working in your favor here. Two of Pentacles reverse. You can leave a situation that you maybe not have seen as an option. You can put down one of your options now and go towards the one that is more profitable. It's interesting because I'm also getting like a shame with regression. Okay, so for some of you, it's like you're holding yourself accountable or holding yourself to a certain standard. You're holding yourself to a certain standard and saying maybe to yourself that if you just have to go backwards at all, if you have to be regressive at all, that it looks bad on your character or looks bad on you in some way, and that's not true. What's working in your favor? Oh, I'm sorry. No, what's working against you, love? Against you, Seven of Swords, you're deceiving yourself. You're also maybe allowing here people who bring these energies into your life. If you're considering staying in a situation, or if you're considering going back, more like going back to a situation where you were mentally abused, or it was like an encasement, it was an entrapment. If you were not free in some way and you want to go back to that energy, maybe some type of over controlling, um, overbearing, potentially masculine here. Seven of Swords is a deception. Excuse me, it's a lie, it's a cheat, it's a manipulator. Someone lurking in the shadows here, love. You have a lot of swords. So you could be an air sign, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius, okay, but don't necessarily have to be. Hang on. Swear it's like the grass cutting people know that I'm reading. They're like, go right outside our window. Yeah, see, and also I think you need to know here you have freedom to leave, whereas there's like this personal guilt to stay in a situation, or to allow somebody back. You're not obligated in any way, shape, or form, especially if they have been abusing you in some way. What is the outcome of the situation? There's also that Emperor in reverse, and there's a need here for you, whoever I'm speaking with, love, to take control of your life. You need to take control of your mental health, take control of your path, take control of your situation. Okay. I really want to say we're not a victim of circumstance. We create our lives. What's the outcome? Oh God, I know that pisses people off to hear that. The world, God, but if I didn't tell you guys that, mm, if I didn't tell you the damn truth, you'd be coming to my channel all the time. And sure, I'd be probably more successful, making a whole shit ton more money. You would be living a less empowered life. And that's not what I'm going for here. So I'm always going to be honest with you. I'm sorry if it's stuff that you don't want to hear. I promise you, on some level, it's always something you need to hear, okay? Page of Swords reversed and the Tower reversed as the outcome. Scorpionic energy. There's a need to recognize some things. There's a need to learn a lesson here. Thank you, Spirit. Page of Swords is a student. Somebody's not learning their lesson here. Now, it could be you. It could be the person around you, right? I'm not attacking you, love, okay? Everything I say out of love. And I want you to be healthy, happy, and successful, okay? But here, clearly, somebody keeps perpetuating something. There's also maybe an avoidance to look at the truth. An avoidance of looking at the truth because it'll cause something to fall apart. Now, it's interesting because in the same breath, we desire to get away from something, or we desire some form of mental clarity. We desire a break free, and yet we're perpetuating staying in a situation or allowing a situation to be perpetuated. It's self-deceiving and self-sabotaging here, love, when we could be completely done with the situation, where we have an option of movement. And for some of you, you're just too sad to get moving. Maybe you're just too sad at this time. Maybe you're mentally drained and it's causing this lack of peace. And maybe this spirit's kind of crushed sort of energy. I can't escape. I can't move. I don't really want to. There's nothing for me out there anyway. This is like an Eeyore. I'm feeling Eeyore's energy here for some, okay? But definitely needing to take the reins back on our lives here, darling. Learn a lesson, otherwise it will always be perpetuated. You can't avoid the tower. The tower is universal change. The tower will come no matter what. Um, in very rare instances, I don't want to say it's not possible. In very rare instances, we can rebuild a tower, right? We can see the parts we could refortify. There you go. Thank you, Spirit. Before the tower falls, there are times when, if we're aware, we can refortify where we're lacking, where the bricks are not structured correctly. We can refortify our tower so that it stands stronger and doesn't fall. However, that is such a rarity, love. It's such a rarity, and it should not be the go-to. It should not be what we're banking on. And we should absolutely have learned better by now. Somebody should have learned better by now. Also, the person dealing with you here, baby, if they've abused you, if they've burned you, if they've caused you to feel some type of way, do you even want that in your life? No, we want peace, right? Well, we have to cultivate peace for ourselves. We have to cultivate peace for ourselves. Can I get, thank you, Spirit, just a few more on the outcome and stability. We have to cultivate peace for ourselves and stability for ourselves. Look. That Emperor in reverse. Aries energy, you've got to take control. I think for some, we're waiting for somebody else to come along and clean up a mess, or someone else to come along. It's fatherly energy. Um, somebody else to come along and fix something or take control or tell us what to do or show a level of commitment or effort. But this is either an over controlling of a situation. Normally, okay, this could be the person that you're dealing with wanting to over control the situation. But a lot of what I'm getting out of this here, love, is that you don't have enough control over your personal destiny, your mission, or your life. And for some of you, you're putting the hands in someone else. For others of you, you're just willing to keep something going when you don't desire it in your life. And still, for others of you, it's coming from we know better, but we're not changing the situation or not allowing things to change yet. We know better, but we're not allowing it. Or we know better, but we're not taking action on it. High Priestess in reverse. Now, for some of you, we are not in touch with our intuitions. We're maybe um, not in touch with some form of divine feminine energy. It's interesting we have the feminine and the masculine popping out here for further outcomes, and they're both in the reverse. So it's also telling me that there's a need to get centered, to get balanced within your masculine and your feminine, between your desires and your actions, between your mind and your heart. There's a need for balance here, love. So some of you, you're just incredibly lost and you don't know what direction to go, or you're not sure what you should be allowing. There's a very self-sabotaging sort of energy here. So there's a need to get clear on your desires. And I also feel that we need to connect with our higher selves, love. I mean, I'm looking at this whole thing here, and am I wrong? I'm looking at this whole thing. The only two cards that you have in the upright are the Five of Cups and the Seven of Swords. So it's almost like what we know for sure is we're really, really sad. Someone feels ashamed, or maybe we feel that they should feel ashamed. Um, and we know that there's been lies and deception, or there's self-sabotage going on. So, yeah. Let's get your advice here, love. However, this is applying for you, because obviously it's a lot of different scenarios. I feel there's also a need for sure, no matter what situation you're going through, to be very, very honest with yourself. To at least be very honest with yourself. What do you want to see in your life, love? What are your greatest desires? I just don't want to be abused. I just don't want to be abused. I don't want to worry. I don't want to be hurt. Mm. Well, it feels like here some things have to change before we can get there, but everything is possible, darling. I really do feel that there's some things that we have to also, for a lack of a better term, man up and accept. Yeah. For some of us, we need to learn a lesson. We got to man up and accept something. Something needs to die, something needs to be over or be allowed to fade away. And we also maybe need to let go of the loss of time or the shame, the pain and the guilt associated with it. Okay, let's get your advice, Liz. If this is resonating for you, I hope you're finding this helpful. Please like, share, comment, subscribe if you vibe, you guys. Any one of those would help the channel. By the way, I'm never asking you guys to do it all. Just any pick one. Anything you can do would really help. I really appreciate your support. Okay, so we have every journey starts with a single step. at the bottom of the deck. And it's interesting that we have the Chariot in reverse because the first thing I'm getting is a reluctance to go, or we're allowing a stagnancy, or we're allowing ourselves to remain stuck in some way. Okay. We have 10, releasing allegiances. I'm getting a very vulnerable. She feels very vulnerable to me right now. She also feels like she's comforting herself, okay? Releasing allegiances. Why I keep wanting to say alliances. So that could be the same kind of difference here. Releasing allegiances. Is this like allowing the death, the end, right? We have ourselves at 10. But release implies we willingly let it go. So there's something you have to let go on. Yeah, here it could be anything for you, darlings, so keep that in mind. But there's something that needs to come to an end here. We have Sacred Fool. She did pop out in the reverse. There could be some drastic fear with going forward. Drastic fear with going forward with can I talk? Drastic fear with going forward in general, or going forward in a specific way. We have 40. So I'm looking at a 10 and a 40 and a 4, right? It's a 4 and a 1, it's a 5. Drop to 0, we got ourselves a 5. Something needs to change, guys. Diving for light with an 11. I really do. I don't read advice cards usually in the reverse, but there's sometimes that they pop out and it just speaks so highly to what's going on that I have to note it. Diving for light in the reverse with an 11. Definitely feeling out of an alignment here. And I also feel like this desire for darkness or ignorance, or desire to not be the one who has to make those decisions because it's scary. Something about it's scary. If we accept certain things about people, if we accept certain things about ourselves, it then we have to change the situation. And changing it is scary. And when we don't know how to change it, or we don't know where that's going to take us, it's terrifying, right? And so it's easier to stay in the darkness. The darkness is comfortable. The old and familiar is comfortable, even if it feels like shit. It is so hard to get out of an abusive relationship. Oops, I almost grabbed the wrong deck. Abusive situation, a situation where you don't trust somebody. You can't help but wonder, do I even want this person here? They only bring me turmoil. But I can't live without them, so I let them stay. That's what I feel like I'm seeing here, love. And there is definitely a need to release that which is not working. And accept the fact that not everything's supposed to, right? Further advice, person watching, spirit, further advice. Receiving with a 9, a 27 breaking down to a 9. I feel a lot of healing there. I feel a lot of healing. Listening for truth, 36. Another 9. We need to allow a completion, meaning we need to come to some conclusions, and we need to gather that information within ourselves. Somebody's running away from the truth, or running away from the obvious, or running away from um that which they don't want to hear. The Spirit is saying it's time we listen. Listen, even if you don't want to hear it. It'll be so much healing more. It'll be so much more healing for you to receive what you need to hear. And the light too. Thank you, Spirit. And the light. Conscious connections with a 35. You see the mirror, right? Interesting. Conscious connections. This is something that hasn't worked, it feels like, but I'm looking at somebody who refuses to get out or refuses to um, make a conscious decision to seek other connections. Make a conscious decision to choose thyself, right? Make a conscious decision to receive the healing because we're avoiding it falling, like we're avoiding the pain in the first place. It's weird because the pain is clearly there with the Five of Cups. The pain is actually working in your favor. The fact that you don't want to do it anymore, baby. The fact that it's emotionally draining. The fact that this situation is so below you. Anything that causes pain and hurt and shame and sadness, you can absolutely guarantee that that is not something that's for you. So if it brings on that hurt, that pain, that sadness, if it keeps you stuck, it's not for you. It's just not, baby. It's just not. And I'm so sorry. I feel like I'm gonna cry for you saying that. But oh my God. And what do you feel in the reverse? Number 9. What do you feel? Somebody here may be like purposely ignoring their intuitions, purposely ignoring what they feel, purposely keeping something perpetuating. Wow, gosh, I got chills, you guys. Dream a beautiful dream. 19 breaking down to a 20, breaking down to a 2. You have a choice. You have a choice of path, of partnership. Goodness. Somebody here feels very powerless. But I gotta say, you feel powerless. They feel powerless for absolutely no reason. All we have to do is face that which we've been avoiding, and take the steps to go, or take the steps to get out of the cycle. Not allow somebody to come back. You know, dream a beautiful dream talks about the fact that it's bigger. It's bigger. It's beautiful. It's the world. Look at this network. If you feel that this is the only person you'll ever meet that connects with you, gets you, I implore you to ask how much of you did they get? Were they that person that, I mean, clearly you're dealing with somebody. There's a whole network out there of people who vibe totally different, babe. And Spirit is saying, go find those people. Dive for the light. Don't stay in the darkness, baby. It's a beautiful world out there full of an absolute gorgeous network of light and souls that have wisdom to impart. There are more experiences, more things to see. So if we keep sitting here playing mind games, allowing somebody to use us, it keeps you stuck from what you could have. It keeps you away from what you could have. So allow your emotions to be a very keen indicator here of what you should perpetuate in your life or what path you should go towards. And the easiest way to know what path to go towards is if it brings happiness, joy, and is a path of light. Bing, bing, bing. If it brings sadness, pain, suffering, if you're being abused, if it reminds you of guilt, if there's this pressing pressure type of energy, anything that feels blah is blah. Anything that feels yuck is not good for you. And that goes for the stuff that feels good now, but sucks later, right? I'm almost getting like a hangover sort of energy. This is like, um, oh, we feel so great while we're pounding them back, but the next day you're dying, wishing, you'll say, never drink again. 5 o'clock rolls around and it's 5 o'clock somewhere, let's drink again. You know what I mean? That has this sort of energy. Somebody is hurting themselves here. Okay, guys. So I hope that helps you. I hope that helps you gain some clarity. I hope it wasn't too harsh, you guys. Anything that I say, listen for the truth here, right? Anything that I say from love. I want you to be empowered. I want you to take the reins back on your life. I want you to be able to live the best life that you can. So anything that I say that hurts you, I'm sorry if it tinges a nerve or if it's triggering. But Spirit is also saying that if it doesn't feel good, you don't have to go with it, right? So anything that I'm saying right now that only hurts and you know isn't true and it doesn't apply to your life or your situation, don't take it on yourself either, right? That if it's not for you, then it's not for you. Yeah. So find the truth in what's being said, what's happening around you. Listen for the truth and you will be guided internally through your heart and through your feelings, darling, okay? And analyze why doesn't it feel good, right? Does it not feel good because it's truth and it's just disappointing to hear because it's not what we wanted to hear? Or is it disappointing and sad because it beats you down in your situation, in your life, you see the difference. You see the difference. There's wisdom here to gain, but we have to listen to it. Connect with your highest self to link up to that wisdom here in the situation, darling. Okay. Okay, loves. I appreciate you all for being here. Again, I hope that helps. I hope it empowers you to take back the reins on your life. Hope it helps you gain some clarity, darling, on your path and your options and your choices. All right. I love you guys. Please take care. Please stay safe out there in the world. And like, share, comment, subscribe. We love you guys. Um, every little bit of anything that you do really helps the channel to grow. So thank you all for your continued support. And as always, peace, love, and light to you until I see you next time.